Luke Karpinski, age 41, met his high school sweetheart, Justine, when they were still going to Wauconah Regional High School in Lowell together. The couple both graduated high school in 1996. The two dated throughout school and married. After marrying, the couple moved to Alexandria, Virginia. Justine, age 41, has a master's degree in chemistry as well as law. She previously worked for a pharmaceutical company. Luke Karpinski also obtained his law degree. The couple had 3 children, 7-year-old twins, Alex and Zoe, and their youngest, 4-year-old Marek. The twins were born on October 21 in 2011 in Fairfax County, Virginia. Alex loved constructing elaborate buildings out of Lincoln logs and Legos. He designed a grandiose treehouse that he and his dad were going to build together. He enjoyed listening to stories, Star Wars books, puzzles, and going into the woods. He dreamed of going on a kids' cooking show someday. His favorite movie was The Grinch. Zoe loved mermaids, unicorns, and stuffed animals. She loved the colors pink and purple. She enjoyed sports, dancing, riding her bike, and drawing on the driveway with chalk. She adored collecting dolphin cards while playing goldfish. Alex and Zoe both attended Undermountain Elementary School. Marek was born in Newton, Massachusetts on May 1 in 2015. He was nearly 4 years younger than his siblings but felt he could do anything they could do. He loved to cuddle up when listening to stories. His favorite was Tale of Two Bad Mice. He was always picking flowers for his mom. He loved hiking in the woods, climbing, Play-Doh, and making indoor forts. Marek attended the Sunshine Preschool at Berkshire South Regional Community Center in Great Barrington. At some point, Justine discovered her husband was having multiple affairs, as well as having relationships with prostitutes. She also discovered he had an addiction to porn on the internet. Justine was on the verge of ending the marriage, but both came to an agreement. He was admitted to a psychiatric clinic for treatment. He would have parental controls put on all his devices, and only his wife Justine would have the passcodes. He relinquished his iPhone to a simple flip phone. She would work outside the home. He would work from home, and take care of the children's school needs. The couple moved back to Massachusetts after the marital issues in hopes of fixing their marriage. The couple purchased a 5.7-acre parcel of land in 2016. The next year, they took out a $412,000 mortgage and began building a carriage house with the idea to live there for several years, then build a larger home on the property. The home resides at 1342 Home Road. The couple had a combined yearly income of $335,000. Luke working as a federal chemical patent attorney from home, while Justine worked at Hoffman Warnick Law Offices in Albany, New York. She was an attorney working on patents for cancer treatments, nanotechnology, and advanced materials. She commuted 50 miles to work every day. At 7:50 a.m. on Wednesday, March 13 in 2019, an emergency call came through to the Berkshire County Sheriff's Office for a structure fire. Emergency, police and fire departments responded to the call. Upon arrival, the fire fully engulfed the upstairs of the home. While extinguishing the flames, authorities first found the body of Justine on the lower level floor of the home. Rigor mortis had already set in. Alex, Zoe, and Marek were all found together upstairs, in the master bedroom. All deceased. They appeared to be staged. Luke was found in a bed in the loft with bottles of alcohol, a knife and a lighter near his body. The family's 2 pet dogs were found locked inside a closet upstairs. Both died of smoke inhalation. Autopsies revealed that Justine died from having her throat cut from ear to ear. Her carotid artery and jugular vein were severed. The cut extended deep into her larynx. Investigators theorized Justine's throat was cut from behind while she was doing laundry. Luke Karpinski's autopsy revealed the presence of opiates and alcohol. His apparent cause of death was smoke inhalation. The medical examiner could not determine the cause of death for any of the children due to the bodies being so badly damaged from the fire. However, it was determined they were dead prior to the fire being set. The District Attorney of Berkshire County, Massachusetts made a public statement. "I send my sincere condolences to the family and friends of the victims of this horrific and unimaginable crime. I would like to thank the first responders for putting themselves in harm's way in what was, unfortunately, a futile rescue attempt. I asked the Massachusetts State Police to conduct a thorough investigation in this matter, because the victims cannot speak for themselves, and I felt that a full accounting of what occurred was in the interests of justice." During the investigation, it was later discovered that Alex and Zoe were picked up from school early on the day of their deaths. Karpinski told the school secretary that the children both had dentist appointments, which was untrue. The children did have dentist appointments, but they were the following week. He had Marek, the youngest child, with him when he picked the children up. Authorities released a 100-page report, giving insight into what happened on that gruesome day. Authorities believe the murders were premeditated. Evidence points that Karpinski murdered his family, then locked the dogs in the upstairs closet, and waited until the next morning, poured gasoline all around the home, and placed two 50-pound propane tanks in the upstairs of the home. He turned the gas knob to the on position, then set the fire. He was the only member of the family to have soot in his lungs, indicating all family members were murdered prior to the fire. Evidence also shows the family members all were wearing the same clothes they wore to school and work the prior day, indicating all were murdered shortly after arriving home. Justine's computer revealed she searched for ways to fix a bored husband, and romantic lake winter getaways in attempts to fix her broken marriage. Interviews from neighbors and friends show the couple argued often. At least once a month the two could be heard yelling at each other. Interviews from close friends also show that the cheating and porn addiction was not a one-time thing, it was a hindrance in their marriage over the entire course of their 20-year marriage. Cell phone records indicate about a month before the murder-suicide, Justine and her mother, Terry, exchanged texts. She told her mother that Luke was in a horrible mood. She said that Luke barely speaks to her, and when he does he's obnoxious. She said he snapped at the children at every instance. She discussed how their youngest child, Marek, was acting up at school by throwing tantrums and hitting another child over a toy. She said he manhandled Marek, and discussed how the two fought over that incident. Records indicate that Marek was actually kicked out of preschool just a few days prior to the murders. Justine's mother plans to tear down the home. She plans to keep the land, and plant a large tree and install a bench with a plaque in the family's memory. Justine's employer, Hoffman Warnick, said she was a talented attorney. Justine was smart, knowledgeable, dedicated and hardworking. She was a devoted mother to her wonderful children, and a true friend to everyone in our firm. We are each devastated by loss and extraordinary sadness, but are comforted and grateful for having shared Justine's infectious spirit and energy. We pray for her family and those who loved her. Dr. Donna Cohen says family annihilators are usually a male, rarely a female, who kills their entire family. She says family annihilators are rare. A 2012 study reviewed 600 cases of murder, and only 3% involved family members. She says many times the perpetrator is usually hurting inside, and believes that his family is as miserable as he is. She says many times these individuals have mental health issues, and the need for control, and the perception they can't do what needs to be done to keep the family together. She says the perpetrator doesn't think the way a normal person does. They view the world through dark glasses, distorting their world. She says that in a third of these cases the perpetrator starts a fire to cover up their crimes. They don't want anyone to see the horrible thing they've done, they'll just see the ashes left behind. The funeral for the family was held on April 27 in 2019 at St. Agnes Church in Dalton. The family was buried at St. Patrick's Cemetery. Luke Karpinski was a selfish man with a secret life. When his wife discovered his secret, she made him go into treatment, then placed restrictions on his electronic devices. Unfortunately, this was a huge mistake. She should have divorced him the moment she found out. You can't force someone to be a decent human being. He went along with her restrictions, but eventually he could not be the person she wanted. Instead of leaving and allowing the family to go on, he murdered them all. He was an evil, twisted man. May the victims in this case rest in peace. That concludes this episode. Keep your eye out for the next volume, coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.
Want to help support the channel you love, and get something in return? Simply purchase some Elizabeth's Chronicles merch. We have coffee mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, cozy blankets, beach towels, phone covers and more. Use the coupon code EC10OFF4U and get 10% off your order. The link to order is in the description area below this video. Thanks for helping Elizabeth's Chronicles continue to make the videos you love.